Today I'm revealing the single vitamin deficiency that underlies most nerve pain, tremors, even anxiety. That's right, a tiny missing nutrient could be responsible for the burning, tingling, and restless sensations you've been living with. It could even be the reason your mind races uncontrollably at night or your balance feels off in the grocery aisle. Can you guess which vitamin? Type your answer in the comments before I tell you. Let's see who gets it right. Maybe you've felt that sharp zap shooting down your leg when you lean over, like a bolt of electricity traveling through your sciatic nerve. Or perhaps you've woken in the middle of the night with an uncontrollable urge to kick your legs, restless leg syndrome, keeping you from that deep, rejuvenating sleep. Others describe it as waking up to burning feet so intense it feels like you've been standing on hot coals, even though you've barely moved. And that's just the start. Does your head feel like it's spinning, as if the room itself is on a tilt? You could be experiencing vertigo, another whisper from your nervous system begging for help. Meanwhile, your mind might be running laps in your brain, cycling through worries and to-do lists so fast that peaceful sleep seems out of reach. If any of that sounds familiar, stick with me. I'm about to map out the entire landscape of nerve-related symptoms and connect every dot back to one simple cause. Later, you'll understand the precise biochemistry, how this vitamin works as the spark plug in your cellular engine, powering every nerve impulse. You'll learn about the hidden traps lurking in modern diets and daily stressors that silently drain your reserves. And best of all, you'll discover straightforward strategies, foods, lifestyle shifts, and a targeted supplement that can restore your nerve health from the ground up. So drop your guesses in the comments now. While you're typing, imagine what life could feel like if those electrical zaps and restless nights were a thing of the past. If you could walk without fear of that burning shock, focus on your day without anxiety creeping in, and finally drift off to sleep without your mind running in circles. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear, step-by-step roadmap to reclaim comfort and clarity. We'll dive first into the full list of symptoms so you can pinpoint exactly which ones resonate with your experience, from sciatica and paresthesia to tremors and brain fog. Then, we'll pull back the curtain on the cellular-level mechanics, showing you how this essential nutrient fuels the enzyme that drives energy production in every nerve cell. After that, I'll expose the hidden causes. Everything from refined sugars and stress to common medications that sap your stores without you even realizing it. You'll see exactly why modern lifestyles set you up for depletion and how small adjustments can make a massive difference. Finally, I'll arm you with simple fixes, nutrient-dense foods you can add to your plate today, habits to protect your reserves, and a scientifically formulated supplement designed to zero in on nerve repair and inflammation control. If you're ready to break free from nerve pain, racing thoughts, restless nights, and the fear that your body is betraying you, then stay with me. Hit that like button if you're excited to finally get answers, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another health-saving tip. Let's get started. Let's dive into the first group of symptoms: pain and movement issues that can turn everyday actions into a struggle you never saw coming. First up is sciatic pain, that sudden searing shock that shoots from your lower back all the way down the back of your leg. Imagine bending to pick up a dropped sock and feeling as though an electric current just zapped through your hamstring. That's your sciatic nerve crying out. You might notice it flares whenever you twist, sneeze, or even sit too long, transforming simple tasks like tying your shoes or driving into painful ordeals. Closely related is peripheral neuropathy, where tiny nerve endings in your extremities misfire. You might wake to find the tips of your toes buzzing or burning as if you'd stepped on hot coals. Or perhaps your fingers tingle like pins and needles after resting your hand on a hard surface. These sensations can come and go unpredictably, making it hard to know when relief will arrive. Next, picture the burning feet phenomenon, an unrelenting heat that seems to originate from within your soles. This isn't just discomfort, it's like having a layer of your nerve insulation called myelin worn away. When myelin breaks down, your nerves effectively become short-circuited, sending erratic pain signals straight to your brain. Instead of sending clean electrical impulses that tell your muscles to move smoothly, those misfires register as stinging, throbbing, or even shock-like jolts. Then there's paresthesia, the technical term for that persistent pins and needles feeling, or sudden numbness in your hands and feet. It's your body's way of alerting you that nerve communication has gone off rail. Imagine trying to walk on a floor that feels like it's moving beneath you, or lifting a water glass that slips from slightly numb fingers. Everyday life becomes a balancing act with your own nerves. Perhaps the most maddening is restless leg syndrome. I know this one all too well. I used to wake up 3 or 4 times a night, pounding my legs against the mattress in a desperate attempt to quell the uncontrollable urge to move. It felt like my muscles were filled with lactic acid, even though I hadn't exercised in hours. That buildup of lactic acid is another clue that your cells aren't converting glucose into energy properly. Without enough of the right vitamin, your muscles and nerves can't clear out waste products, leaving you restless and sore. This cycle of discomfort creates a constant tension. Pain disrupts your sleep, exhaustion amplifies your sensitivity to pain, and daytime fatigue leaves you struggling through the simplest movements. Tasks like climbing stairs, walking the dog, or standing in line at the grocery store can feel like uphill battles against your own body. If any of this sounds familiar, if you've ever canceled plans because standing or walking was too painful, or spent nights awake with tingling legs, hit the like button so I know we're on the right track. In the next section, we'll explore how this same deficiency wreaks havoc on your mind and sleep. But for now, let's understand these physical symptoms fully so you can recognize exactly what's happening in your body. Now let's shift our focus inward to how this deficiency can hijack your mind and rob you of restful sleep. First, consider anxiety and racing thoughts. You know that sudden, overwhelming feeling of dread, as though something terrible is about to happen. Yet you can't pinpoint why? It's more than stress. It's your nerves literally misfiring. Without sufficient support, neurotransmitters become erratic, triggering that feeling of doom out of nowhere. You might catch yourself pacing the room at midnight, heart pounding, mind spiraling through worst-case scenarios. Next is the classic ADHD or focus issue. Only this isn't just a developmental disorder, but a sign that your nerve cells lack the energy to regulate attention. You start 5 tasks before breakfast and finish 0. You jot notes on your to-do list, but your thoughts flit away like butterflies. That Project Start syndrome isn't laziness, it's a cellular energy crisis. Every time you sit down to concentrate, your neurons sputter, and you bounce to the next shiny thing, never quite making progress. Then there's insomnia and poor sleep quality. You lie in bed eyes wide as your brain refuses to power down. Thoughts dart from work deadlines to grocery lists, looping endlessly. You mentally rehearse conversations you'll never have. That inability to turn off your brain isn't just habit. It's a breakdown in the quiet signaling your nerves need to shift into rest mode. Without the right vitamin, the inhibitory neurotransmitters that calm your mind can't be produced efficiently, leaving you stuck in high gear. Finally, many experience OCD-like compulsions, mood swings, and tremors. You might find yourself tapping your foot in rhythmic insistence, checking the door lock repeatedly, or noticing a slight quiver when you reach for a cup. These repetitive actions and microtremors aren't quirks. They're evidence of unstable nerve impulses and insufficient myelin insulation. When signals leak or misfire, your body resorts to repetitive checks or small muscle contractions in a futile effort to regain control. All these mental and sleep disturbances share the same root: impaired nerve signaling due to insufficient cellular fuel and insulation. Anxiety spikes because stress regulation falters. Focus wanes because attention circuits lose power. Insomnia grips you because the off switch for arousal never engages fully. And compulsions or tremors emerge as the body's attempt to correct signal chaos. If you've ever lain awake with your mind racing, felt unable to follow through on tasks, or caught yourself in repeated mental or physical tics, you're witnessing the spillover of nerve dysfunction. It's not in your head. It's in your nerves. In the next section, we'll see how these same disruptions extend to the automatic systems that run your heart, digestion, balance, and vision. But first, take a moment to acknowledge these mind-body connections. Your thoughts, sleep, and small movements all point to the same underlying need for proper nerve nourishment. Next, let's look at how this deficiency seeps into the automatic systems that keep us alive without conscious thought. Our autonomic nervous system. First is digestive slowdown and acid reflux. Normally, your parasympathetic system handles rest and digest, sending signals to your stomach and intestines to churn food and move it along. But when those nerves lack sufficient fuel and insulation, that communication falters. You may notice meals simply sit heavy, leaving you bloated for hours. Or you might experience acid reflux, heartburn so persistent it feels like fire creeping up your throat, as the valves that seal your stomach struggle to coordinate. Suddenly, a simple cup of coffee or a slice of pizza becomes a gamble against discomfort. Then there's heart rate irregularities and valve issues, reflecting imbalance between the sympathetic fight or flight and parasympathetic rest and digest branches. In one moment, your heart may race out of nowhere, pounding as if you've sprinted a mile. In the next, it might slow to a near lull, leaving you lightheaded. Even the tiny valves inside your heart depend on precise nerve cues. When those signals misfire, you could notice skipped beats, fluttering sensations, or dizzy spells that send you gripping a countertop for support. Vertigo and balance problems arise when the hair cells in your inner ear, the sensors that detect head movement, fail to relay clear messages to your brain. Without proper nerve insulation, those delicate hairs send garbled signals. One moment you stand on solid ground, the next the world feels like it's tilting or spinning. A simple turn of the head can trigger a wave of dizziness, making you grab a wall or chair to steady yourself. Finally, vision disturbances can occur because the retina is literally an extension of your nervous system. When thiamine levels drop, those retinal nerves can't transmit clear images. You might experience blurred vision, floaters drifting across your field of view, or brief episodes of tunnel vision. Symptoms often dismissed as eye strain, but actually rooted in nerve signal breakdown. From your gut to your heart, inner ear to eyes, these automatic systems depend on uninterrupted, high-fidelity nerve communication. When the wiring is starved of one essential nutrient, every routine bodily function can go off axis, adding up to a perfect storm of discomfort and dysfunction. Did you guess it? The missing piece behind all these nerve disturbances is vitamin B1, also known as thiamine. Inside every cell in your body is a microscopic engine that converts the sugar from your food into the energy your nerves and muscles need to function. Think of glucose as the fuel and thiamine as the spark plug. When you eat carbohydrates, bread, rice, fruit, or even a sweet treat, the glucose must pass through a critical enzyme step before it can ignite that cellular engine. Thiamine fits into that enzyme like a key in a lock, allowing the fuel to flow and the engine to start smoothly. Without enough thiamine, that engine sputters. Glucose can't enter the cycle efficiently, and instead of powering your nerves, it backs up, creating lactic acid as a byproduct. That buildup contributes directly to the burning sensations in your feet and the restless ache in your legs. At the same time, energy production plummets, leading to overwhelming fatigue, brain fog, and the inability to maintain basic functions. From digesting your lunch to keeping your heart and breathing steady, over time, insufficient thiamine doesn't just slow you down. It disrupts every organ system. Your muscles ache, your mind races, your heart skips beats, and your digestion falters. All because the spark plug that gets your body's engines running has gone missing. Understanding this mechanism is the game changer. By restoring thiamine, you're not just masking symptoms. You're reigniting the fundamental processes that keep your nerves insulated, energized, and firing correctly. Even if you're eating well and managing stress, modern life throws hidden traps that can stealthily drain your thiamine reserves. Let's break down the biggest culprits: refined carbohydrates and sugar. Every time you reach for processed snacks, white bread, pastries, or soda, you're setting off a nutrient emergency. Refined carbohydrates are like empty calories. They provide glucose without the natural cofactors your body needs to process it. When that overload of sugar hits your bloodstream, your cells sound the alarm. We need more thiamine. The enzyme that acts as your spark plug works overtime, burning through B1 just to handle these refined carbs. Ingredients like maltodextrin and modified food starch hide in countless packaged foods, silently siphoning your thiamine balance. Even seemingly healthy, refined grains like white rice or flour tortillas carry this same risk. So always check labels, because every gram of refined starch demands extra B1. Alcohol consumption. Most of us know a night out can leave us groggy the next morning, but did you realize alcohol directly undermines your thiamine levels? Drinking interferes with absorption in your gut and speeds up excretion through your urine. That's why a simple dose of B1 can dramatically reduce a hangover's severity, because you're replacing what alcohol just flushed away. If you've ever woken with that pounding headache and queasy stomach, it's not just dehydration. It's a drop in the very nutrient your nerves need to recharge. Even moderate drinking accumulates this effect over time, so it's crucial to balance alcohol intake if you want to protect your nerve health. Chronic stress may seem like a mental hurdle, but it's also a biochemical drain on your body's resources. When you're in a fight or flight state, Cortisol and adrenaline surge, demanding rapid energy production. Energy that relies on thiamine for the initial spark. Imagine your nerves as a smartphone. Stress keeps running power-hungry apps, draining the battery faster than you can recharge. Over months or years of chronic stress, tight deadlines, family obligations, constant notifications, your thiamine stores can deplete, leaving your nervous system underpowered and prone to breakdowns like anxiety, tremors, and restless sleep. Diabetes and high blood sugar. If you're diabetic or routinely spike your blood sugar, you're unwittingly accelerating thiamine loss. Excess glucose in the bloodstream forces cells to pull even more B1 just to manage the overflow. This thiamine tax intensifies neuropathy risk, contributing to numbness, burning sensations, and poor circulation in the hands and feet. In fact, diabetics often develop peripheral neuropathy not just from high sugar, but from the compound effect of thiamine depletion. So controlling blood sugar isn't just about insulin, it's about preserving essential nutrients. Less obvious culprits: caffeine, tea, and coffee. A morning cup may feel like a pick-me-up, but habitual excessive consumption can hinder thiamine absorption. If you're downing multiple mugs a day, consider timing your caffeine away from B1-rich meals or supplements. Sulfites, wine and dried fruit. These common preservatives chemically attack thiamine molecules. That glass of wine with dinner or handful of dried apricots may taste innocent, but sulfites contribute to a slow, steady B1 erosion. Phytic acid in grains and legumes. While whole grains and beans offer fiber and minerals, their phytic acid content binds to thiamine and blocks its uptake. Soak, sprout, or ferment these foods to neutralize phytic acid and protect your B1. Raw fish enzymes. Traditional dishes like sashimi or poke contain thiaminase, an enzyme that breaks down thiamine. Enjoy raw seafood sparingly and balance it with cooked or thiamine-rich side dishes. Certain antibiotics. Some antibiotic medications disrupt gut flora or directly degrade thiamine. If you're on antibiotics, talk to your healthcare provider about temporary B1 supplementation to offset this effect. Taken together, these factors create a perfect storm: diets heavy in refined carbs, intermittent alcohol, chronic stress, and overlooked offenders all conspire to deplete your thiamine bank. Recognizing these hidden triggers is essential. Only by cutting down on them can you rebuild the reserves your nerves need to fire clearly, repair damaged myelin, and banish those persistent symptoms for good. Let's look at your Nutritional First Aid kit for restoring thiamine, and by extension, your nerve health. Starting with the top natural food sources. Nutritional yeast, often called nooch. Nutritional yeast is a complete B vitamin powerhouse and one of the richest natural sources of thiamine. With its nutty, cheesy flavor, 3 tablespoons can provide over 100% of your daily B1 needs. Simply sprinkle it on salads, blend it into sauces, or stir it into a creamy soup. It's an easy, flavor-boosting way to top up your reserves without thinking twice. Whole grains, properly prepared. Brown rice, oats, and quinoa are solid B vitamin sources, provided you prepare them correctly. Soaking or sprouting grains before cooking reduces phytic acid, which can otherwise bind thiamine and block absorption. A morning bowl of soaked oatmeal with berries not only stabilizes blood sugar, but also releases thiamine efficiently into your system. Sunflower seeds and nuts. Sunflower seeds, pistachios, and macadamia nuts offer a healthy dose of thiamine alongside beneficial fats. Add a handful to your yogurt, toss them into your trail mix, or use the seeds as crunchy salad toppers. These little powerhouses help maintain steady blood sugar and supply your nerves with the consistent fuel they crave. Pork and lean meat. When it comes to thiamine density, lean cuts of pork, such as tenderloin or chops, are hard to beat. A 3-ounce serving can deliver over 50% of your daily requirement. Grill, roast, or stir-fry with plenty of vegetables for a balanced meal that simultaneously tackles muscle repair and nerve support. Legumes and beans, lentils, black beans, and chickpeas round out your plant-based options. They pair beautifully with whole grains for a complete protein profile and deliver fiber for gut health, which in turn aids nutrient absorption. Try a warm lentil curry or a cold bean salad drizzled with lemon and olive oil. If you prefer a more targeted approach, let's compare supplement forms. Thiamine, HCl. This is the classic water-soluble form of vitamin B1. It's inexpensive and generally well absorbed when taken with food. Look for 50 milligrams tablets and start with 1 per day, increasing to 2 if needed, always alongside meals for best uptake. Benfotiamine, a fat-soluble derivative of thiamine that boasts higher bioavailability and longer retention in the body. Clinical studies suggest it's particularly effective at raising tissue B1 levels and may offer superior benefits for nerve repair. Typical dosing ranges from 150 to 300 milligrams per day, split into 2 doses. How to integrate them daily. Breakfast. Stir 1–2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast into your scrambled eggs or oatmeal. Morning snack. Sprinkle sunflower seeds over yogurt or fruit. Lunch. Enjoy a quinoa salad with chickpeas, spinach, and a lemon tahini dressing. Dinner. Savor a serving of grilled pork tenderloin alongside roasted vegetables. Supplement. Take 50–100 milligrams of thiamine HCl or 150 milligrams of benfotiamine with your largest meal. Safety and dosage guidelines. Thiamine is water-soluble, so excess amounts are excreted rather than stored to toxic levels. However, start low and work your way up, especially if trying benfotiamine for the first time, to monitor for any mild digestive discomfort. If you're pregnant, nursing, or on medication, especially diuretics or certain antibiotics, consult your healthcare provider before beginning high-dose B1 supplementation. Consistency matters. Aim to meet your thiamine needs daily. Skipping meals or supplements can allow levels to dip again, so tie your intake to regular routines. Meals, workouts, or bedtime habits to build a sustainable habit. By combining these nutrient-dense foods with the right supplement form and a clear dosing schedule, you'll swiftly refill your thiamine stores and give your nerves the foundational support they need to heal and function optimally. Beyond nutrition, your daily habits play a powerful role in preserving and boosting thiamine status. Let's explore 4 key lifestyle strategies. 1. Stress management techniques. Chronic stress isn't just a mental burden, it's a biochemical drain on your thiamine reserves. When you're in fight or flight mode, your body taps B1 to power the adrenal response. To break this cycle, incorporate simple practices throughout your day. Deep breathing. Pause every couple of hours for a 4-7-8 breath sequence. Inhaling for 4 counts, holding 2, then exhaling for 8 counts. This tiny pause signals your parasympathetic system to engage rest and digest, sparing precious thiamine. Meditation or mindfulness. Even 5 minutes of guided meditation can lower cortisol levels and reduce thiamine consumption. Apps or a quiet corner in your home are all you need. Light exercise. Gentle movement, like a 10-minute walk, yoga stretch, or Tai Chi, soothes anxiety and uses glucose more efficiently, reducing the spike and crash that burns through B1. 2. Balanced carbohydrate intake. How and when you consume carbs influences thiamine demand. To stabilize your blood sugar and minimize thiamine depletion, choose complex carbs. Opt for whole grains, legumes, and starchy vegetables, which release glucose slowly and require less acute B1 surges. Pair with protein and fats. Adding eggs, nuts, or avocado turns a carbohydrate-only meal into a balanced plate that smooths blood sugar curves. Meal timing. Spread carbohydrate intake across 3 main meals and 1 or 2 snacks. Avoid large, single carb-heavy meals that force your cells into emergency B1 calls. 3. Alcohol moderation and alternatives. Alcohol consumption compromises both absorption and retention of thiamine. To protect your nerves without sacrificing social enjoyment, limit intake. Stick to a maximum of 1 standard drink per day, or fewer if you're actively combating nerve symptoms. Choose lower alcohol options. Opt for spritzers, wine diluted with sparkling water, or light beers that reduce the alcohol load per serving. B1. Rich mixers. Replace sugary cocktails with mixers like tomato juice or coconut water, which contain small amounts of B vitamins and electrolytes to support absorption. 4. Gut health and absorption. A healthy digestive tract is critical for extracting and absorbing thiamine from food and supplements. Support your gut with probiotic foods. Yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, and kombucha introduce beneficial bacteria that help unlock nutrients. Prebiotic fiber. Foods like garlic, onions, asparagus, and bananas feed those good bacteria, enhancing their function. Stomach acid optimization. Adequate stomach acid helps break down food and release bound thiamine. Avoid excessive antacid use. Instead, you can sip a tablespoon of raw apple cider vinegar in water before meals to stimulate natural acid production. Hydration. Sufficient water intake supports nutrient transport and waste removal, ensuring that once thiamine enters your system, it's efficiently delivered where it's needed. By weaving these habits into your routine, you'll create a protective environment for thiamine. reducing unnecessary drains, enhancing absorption, and keeping your nerve support fuel tank topped off. These lifestyle shifts, combined with targeted nutrition, set the stage for real, sustainable nerve repair and relief. Now let's turn the spotlight to Alpha Cure, a clinically studied supplement formulated to address nerve discomfort at its root. Alpha Cure isn't just another B vitamin pill. It's a targeted nerve repair system that combines potent anti-inflammatory compounds with a comprehensive B complex to support every stage of nerve healing. At the heart of Alpha Cure is curcumin, the active compound derived from turmeric. Curcumin has been shown in multiple studies to calm the inflammatory pathways that erode nerve sheaths. By reducing inflammation, curcumin helps prevent further myelin breakdown, setting the stage for repair rather than ongoing damage. Complementing curcumin is a synergistic B-complex blend with thiamine, B1, at its core, alongside riboflavin, B2, pyridoxine, B6, and methylcobalamin, B12. These B vitamins work together to fuel the energy production engine in your cells, ensure optimal neurotransmitter balance, and support the enzymes that rebuild myelin. Antioxidants like alpha-lipoic acid and vitamin E round out the formula, neutralizing free radicals that can damage delicate nerve structures. Clinical evidence underscores Alpha Cure's effectiveness. In a double-blind trial of adults suffering from peripheral neuropathy, participants taking Alpha Cure daily reported a 45% reduction in burning pain and a 30% improvement in nerve conduction speed within 8 weeks. In a separate user survey, 88% of respondents noted better sleep quality and fewer restless leg episodes after 1 month of consistent use. Real-world experiences echo these findings. One user shared, "After 6 weeks of Alpha Cure, my burning feet have cooled down. Walking feels normal again." Another said, "I used to wake up every night itching to move my legs. Now I sleep straight through and wake up refreshed." Athletes with exercise-induced nerve irritation have even reported quicker recovery times and less muscle soreness when stacking Alpha Cure with B1-rich foods. Incorporating Alpha Cure into your routine is simple. Take 2 capsules daily, preferably with your largest meal to maximize curcumin absorption alongside dietary fats. For best results, pair Alpha Cure with the whole food strategies we covered: nutritional yeast, soaked grains, sunflower seeds, and lean pork, to create a comprehensive approach to nerve repair. If you're ready to experience relief from burning, tingling, and restless sensations, click the link below to claim your trial pack or an exclusive discount code. With Alpha Cure's targeted formula and your new nutrition and lifestyle habits, you'll be on the fast track to stronger, healthier nerves, and the freedom to move through life without pain. Let's recap what we've uncovered today. We started by mapping out the full spectrum of nerve-related symptoms, from sciatica's electric shocks and burning feet to anxiety, insomnia, and vertigo, all stemming from one common culprit, a deficiency in vitamin B1, aka thiamine. We saw how thiamine acts as the spark plug in your cellular engine, powering nerve impulses and preventing lactic acid buildup. We exposed hidden drains on your B1 reserves, refined carbs, alcohol, stress, diabetes, and even common food preservatives and medications. Then, we built a comprehensive repair plan. Nutrient-dense foods and targeted supplements like Alpha Cure, paired with lifestyle strategies to manage stress, stabilize blood sugar, and optimize gut health. If you found this deep dive helpful, please hit like, share, and subscribe so you never miss another evidence-based health insight. It really helps us reach more people who might be struggling with the same nerve challenges. Next up, we'll go even deeper, coming soon. Bizarre symptoms of vitamin B1 deficiency that you've never heard before. You won't want to miss it. Finally, I want to hear from you. Which symptom resonated most with your experience? Was it the burning feet, the restless nights, or maybe those phantom electric zaps down your leg? Share your story in the comments below. I read everyone, and your feedback helps shape future videos. Thanks for watching, and here's to stronger, healthier nerves. See you next time.